Now, you're 1/3 of the Lost Gang. Are you biologically related to the other members?
No.
Not biologically related. Safe to say you guys are best friends?
Word, let's go.
How'd you guys meet?
Well, there's Jason Todd, and he's in B-More, he's in Baltimore, and I really knew him from like way back. Like we was doing some other shit back in the day, like not really like the new wave, not the type of music that was going on now, but you know, a little hip hop shit. And yeah, as soon as I started doing the Scang shit, I hit him up and was like, you know, let's do this shit, cause we was kind of in between, you know, doing some other music and shit, and you know, I just felt like this shit, I felt like he should have been a part of it, so I hit him up, and yeah, we made the shit. That's how we, but I knew him from probably like, I knew him about like 10 years ago and shit, and we actually met online. I actually didn't know him for like, we actually didn't meet till like the other year and shit, but I actually knew him through Facebook, probably like, shit, maybe like 10 years ago. On the low.
10 years?
Yeah, like I knew him in Baltimore. I knew him, he'd been in Baltimore the whole time, and I've been in Atlanta, and we done did features on other tracks, and yeah, you know, he always just been nice and shit, spitting, so yeah.
So did you meet musically through the internet, or was it about something else of how you guys met?
Now it was musically, like I dropped this shit back in the day called Scuba Steve, and like he hit me up and was like, yeah, like I'm trying to get up on that shit, and yeah, that's basically what happened. I sent him like that and like a few other tracks, and yeah.
So recently, like a year ago, you actually met him face to face?
Yeah, we met for the first time in LA. We had a shoot with Louis Nose and shit, and I told him, I was like, yeah, yo, we about to, it was funny because, we done talk, we've been linked up for years, so it was like I already knew him and shit, but realistically, like, we was about to go to LA, and that was really gonna be like the first time I seen him in person, but.
You had seen pictures of him, you talked to him on the phone, you did video chat with him, I'm assuming?
Yeah, man.
But it's different or not so different when you meet him in person?
Yeah, but it clicked. I'm not gonna lie, like, you know some people you meet and then, yeah, you like, you know, they energy off or whatever, but nah, this shit it was like nothing, you know what I'm saying? We was like, goes from there. We was homies and shit.
Meeting him for the first time in person, were you nervous, excited?
Nah, I was excited, you know. I was, and it was my first time in LA, so yeah, I think it was his first time in LA too, so yeah. Shit was, you know, it was just a big trip, so it was all love and shit, and we made shit happen and shit, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
What about the other member?
The other one is Lil Say, Say Stay Splashing and shit. That's his little IG and shit, but, you know, Lil Say, and he,
How'd you guys meet? How'd you guys link up?
I know Say from 400, and that's Atlanta and shit. We was like in North Atlanta, probably like closer to high school and shit. We was fucking around. Like when I first moved out here from Boston, and yeah, we was on the 400 shit, and then high school, and I just knew him and shit. We was really on some other shit. We was really kind of more on some, you know, young nigga shit, kind of doing dumb shit, but like he ended up moving out to San Francisco like a little bit after high school, and he's been out there. He really like became like a bae nigga on the low, like he real into fashion and all that. So he out there, and you know, he come back to Atlanta sometimes on 400, but yeah, he be in Cali, so yeah, that's where he at. Shit. Say, you know, I fuck with Say, bro. Like that's like as soon as I hit him up, I already knew he was gonna be like for the Lost shit, and he, you know, he like the image and shit really of the Lost shit, like, you know.
So you brought him into this collective?
Yeah, just off the rip, and he wasn't really even he wasn't even really like big artist. He wasn't really like making a lot of music before, but you know, he wanted to get into rap shit, so you know, fuck it. At this point, you know, anybody, I feel like anybody can be an artist if they themselves and shit.
So you saw that he wanted to get into rap, and that's when you said, hey, come over here, this makes sense?
Yeah, cause the way the law shit is, I mean, it's not like, you know, it's not no real like lyrical, you know, hip hop type shit. It's kind of like some rock star, punk star shit. So I feel like he was like, you know, he was gonna fit right in, bro. Like I wasn't even all the way on the punk shit. Like, you know, I was on my rock star shit, but he like super punk. You know, he got the tats on the face. You know, he got his nails painted and shit. He a rock star and shit for real, even without the music and shit. So. Yeah.
Now, you and Jason were together first before Lil Say was involved.
We was making music together. Like, you know, we wasn't an official group. He was doing his own thing in Baltimore, and you know, I just wasn't making music with Say at all before. But he's been in San Francisco. It was hard to link with him, and I'd be on 400. So, but that's where I knew him from. He used to be in Atlanta. So
I'm trying to see who you reached out first. Was it Jason or Say?
Definitely Jason.
Jason first. And when you tell him, I mean, so, okay, do you tell Jason, look, I want to get Say involved, or was this Jason's idea?
I told him off the rip, like, yeah, Say's in the shit. Nah, it wasn't really no, you know, it's all, he know and shit. Like, I wouldn't bring nobody into the shit that, you know, wasn't for the shit, cause, you know, it's shit, you know, the Scang shit, yeah, you know. At this point, it's Scang and shit, so, you know, I can't bring nobody that's really, like, not serious about the shit, so, you know. That's why it's at 3. I mean, there's other members and shit, but, you know, top artists and shit, Lil Say, Jason, Todd and shit. And I hit Lil Say up, like, probably right after and shit, Jay and shit. It wasn't that long, so it wasn't like a year and shit. Like, it's probably within, like, the same month and shit, we was starting to get the shit rolling, and yeah, the shit was, the shit, it's funny because the shit, I mean, it was really Lost Boys and shit, I ain't gonna lie, like, when we first linked up, when we went out to LA, that shit was Lost Boys, and we really had to kind of do a lane switch, because, I don't know, I mean, it is what it is, you know, everybody seen the movie, you know, the 80s shit, and people know the hip hop group from the 90s, but I was really off the movies, the 80s shit. I was going towards the image, and I wasn't trying to rip it off or nothing, but, you know, that's how it kind of started off. And when we first went to link up with Louis, like, we was Lost Boys, so, and I had another member, I ain't gonna flare, like, we had another member, dude that was producing a lot of the original beats, Scang tracks, so, yeah. The shit's crazy, like, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, yeah, originally, damn, I fucked up, because originally, I'm not gonna lie, there was 4 members and shit.
And it dwindled down to 3.
Yeah. And originally, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, actually, originally, it was me and this other guy. I don't really want to put his name out, but, you know, we was starting this shit. He was producing. I knew him from out here. I knew him from 400, and, like, yeah, I don't know, like, it just didn't click, so I don't want to get too much in shit, but when we came back from LA, basically it was me and Jason, Todd and Lil Say. But when we went out there, it was 4 of us. And we shot this Green Light, shot by Louis Knows, and it was under Lost Boys, and it's crazy because I was fucking with Scang, and Scang, that's why, like, you know, really the Scang shit is the whole wave. Like, we spell the Scang shit, the Lost Scang shit a little different, but the Scang shit's coming out of Chirac, and I was already affiliated with them niggas, so, you know, that was my man. So soon as the Lost Boy shit was kind of like, you know, kind of ending and shit, I was like, you know, I turned that shit to Scang, so. Like, and it was perfect because, you know, the shit, you know, was more original and, like, we didn't have to worry about the whole Lost Boys shit because, I'm not gonna lie, we got a little backfire on that shit from New York niggas and shit, I already know. But it's all good. Like, we wasn't trying to, you know, shit, no disrespect to Mr. Cheeks and shit. Like, it definitely wasn't off that shit. It was definitely off the movie and shit, but it's all good. We Scang and shit now, so. Yeah, I got kind of corrected a little quick. I'm not gonna lie, we hit World Star with green light, and yeah, we got ate up a little bit, but straight.
What does Scang mean?
Well, Scang shit is it's basically gang, you know, but it's Scang and shit. It's coming out of Chirac, you know. It started with the Scang, and that's the original shit. Big Skull and Cheech and them. I don't want to get like too much into they shit because I'm Lost Gang, but it started with the Scang and Merch Gang, Bloody Gang, and that's Chicago. These are like branches and shit, and they got their shit going on. Merch got, you know, they got the clothes and shit, you know. Scang. It started from Scang. Sko is spot in Chirac, you know, Sko to the wall and shit. So that's some, you know, it's a side of town in Chirac, and you know, the Scang is, you know, what they made, they made they shit, Scang and shit, you know. It's not no gang shit, it's Scang shit, so. I don't know, like, Big Sko and shit, you know, he really runs all that shit, so. I'm a branch off the shit, Lost Gang and shit, so, you know, really, we focus on the music and shit, man, the artist shit, you know, it's really some music shit right now, so it's not like, you know, it's not like no gang shit, this and that, you know. It's just a wave right now. So when you put shit, when you look on YouTube and you look, you know, you can look for Scang, you can find us easy and shit. Some of the shit, Lost Gang spelled with a V, but you know, that's kind of, we trying to push that instead of, you know, separate artists and shit. We trying to push the Scang shit.
Do people mispronounce it when they see it like that?
It's kind of, I'm not gonna lie, like, I've never heard anybody say it any different when they see it like it. Some people kind of probably be hesitant to say it, but, you know, kind of looks like how it's spelled type shit. But, yeah, man, Lost Gang, the LA shit went crazy, yo. We had the I-8 and Louis, that was our first time linking up with Louis and linking up with Jay, and 400 Shots was out there with us, and yeah, it was a movie and shit, like, you know. But we got more, we got like 3 more videos and shit with Louis on the way. We got GIP, Lenny, and Vampire Click, and hopefully those will be on Elevator and shit soon, so. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned 400 in this interview. That has nothing to do with YG's 400 imprint, right?
Nah, it's Atlanta, North Atlanta. It's a highway on Atlanta. It's the north side of Atlanta. Like, if you've been in Atlanta, you know the shit. So it's not really, it's really like some street click shit, some street shit. So
I just wanted to clarify for people that's listening so there's not any confusion there.
Nah, no 400. What's the YG shit? That's
it's 400.
West Coast. That's on the west, right?
Yeah. That's why I just wanted to be clear on that.
Yeah. No.
So, you know, people hearing this and hearing you say 400, they don't get confused.
Yeah, man, it's some other shit, man. Some hustling shit, bro. It's not affiliated with no YG or his Bloods or whatever's going on. All love the YG and shit. Respect.
Now, you were a solo artist initially before you joined forces with everybody.
I was making shit, yeah. I had you know, songs and shit, but I wasn't pushing myself and shit. I was just kind of in the studio. I wasn't an official artist and shit, you know.
Now, when it comes to working with one another, because there are 2 other members that aren't in this interview, but you have mentioned, and it started out as 4, and it's now 3 people, but when it comes to working with one another, what happens when you encounter problems or issues? How do you work things out? Because you're not the only person.
It's really, man, between the Scang shit, it's been all love and shit. We haven't really had no problems, like, besides with that one, you know, our first Lost Boys clique, where the one member fell off, but that was some other shit. I don't know what the fuck, but my man's Scvng, it's been all love and shit, bro. Like, we, you know, work together and shit, invest in the shit. We've been breaking bread together and shit, you know, to make shit happen. So investing in the shit. Everybody's been with the shit. So, yeah.
Money's never been an issue yet?
No.
Creative differences, never been an issue yet?
Nah, I'm real, like, accepting to, like, you know, whatever music, you know, Scang wants to put out. Like, we're not in a box, you know. We're not gonna, it's mostly new wave, but, you know, the shit is, you know, it's all about being creative and shit, you know, so.
What about, go ahead.
Yeah, like, we started off on some turn up, kind of rock star shit. And like what the beats we were hopping on and shit, they're real like intense. So it started off some punk shit, but now, you know, the 400 shit's a kind of trap shit, and that's kind of my daily shit. So I just need to, you know, I try to mix it up. I don't want to do too much trap shit, but, you know, we try to keep it creative and shit. And really the law shit's for everybody, man. That can be, you know, whatever and shit. That's really some worldwide shit. The shit Lenny, you know, nothing else sounds like Lenny and shit. That's a big record. Vampire Clique, Blackout and shit. When you hear these records, like, yeah, they don't sound like nothing else. So, you know, it is. Yeah, I can't really call it nothing, but, you know, yeah. You know.
Has women ever been an issue?
Nah, man, I don't, you know.
Because it's three of you guys, I mean.
Yeah, I mean.
No woman has ever gotten in the way of, you know, maybe one of you guys is attracted to another girl, and the female may get in the way of you or somebody and somebody else, or never been a problem?
Nah.
Women?
Skulls over hoes, bro, all day. You know, can't, no disrespect to women, but, you know, yeah, Scang come first and shit. If anything, you know, it's all love and shit. If anything, you know what I'm saying? Nobody would ever, you know what I'm saying, yeah, and Scang would ever, you know, put Scang over Shorty and shit, you know.
What about ego? Has that ever been an issue?
I'm not gonna lie, ego might have been the problem with the first shit. I'm not gonna lie, with one of our members, but.
With the Lost Boys situation?
Yeah, it might have been, but realistically, you know, I'm not running anything and shit. I put the Lost shit together, you know, but I called up Jason, but I'm not like, I don't call myself no CEO, or I'm not like telling these niggas what to do and shit. Like everybody, you know, got say in it, and everybody can do whatever they want, huh? Scang, huh? Merch Scanging them, cause they really show love putting me under the Scang shit, cause I was, you know, I was under Lost Boys and shit, so, you know, they let me push the Scang shit, and yeah, cause they started that way, but I'm not gonna flex. Bro. The Lost shit, this is a new branch of Scang shit, really.
Now, what about somebody standing out? Has that ever happened where maybe somebody's gotten in one of your guys' ear, and it could be from a management standpoint, record label standpoint, A&R standpoint, advisor, consultant, I don't know, somebody higher up say, hey, you know what? I know you guys are a group, but hey, so-and-so stands out. They should go solo. Has that ever been an issue yet?
Nah, we haven't came to that and shit, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's not nothing I'm worried about either. Like, nobody plans on going solo. We upload everything under Lost Scang, so, you know, everybody's pushing the Scang shit, bro. Nobody's trying to go solo. It really, I don't even know my official artist name, say truth. Like, I mean, shit. I'm out here Skull, shit. I'm out here Swish and shit, but yeah, really, Jason, Todd, Lil Say, anything they upload, you gotta kind of know them by face right now, cause everything's gonna be under the Lost Scang.
Has anybody ever tried to quit the group?
Yeah, first member and shit, he left and shit. So
You're talking about when you were the Lost Boys.
Yeah, Lost Boys, but not.
But I mean,
not
since
Scang.
that point.
Since Scang,
Jason, Lil
it's been
Say.
solid. Yeah.
Okay.
Since Scang, yeah, it's been all love.
Now, you're in a trio, and there may be things you like about one another. There may be things you can't stand about one another. Let's talk about like. What do you like about each member the most? What's a characteristic of each member you really enjoy? Start with Jason or Lil Say. What's one thing you like about each?
Jay, I really, I like his energy and shit, man. He's like complete opposite of what I'm doing and shit. I'm like, shit, I'm LL Cool J compared to this nigga. And this nigga's like busting rhymes and shit. Like, I know some of the new generation might not know them names, but shit, like, yeah, he's basically like, he's not my hype man, but when it comes down to it, like, yeah, if you want to start a mosh pit and shit, it's gonna be Jason Todd and shit. So.
What about Lil Say?
Lil Say, man, he's been killing the fashion shit, bro. I don't know, I ain't never been to San Francisco, but they dress different. He got me stepping up my drip and shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie, like. Yeah, Lil Say, he be on it and shit, bro, and he don't really even need to rap all the time, bro. He just need to, splash and shit on niggas, really just, rep the Scang and shit. He gonna come out soon, but, for now, it's a lot of Jason Todd and shit. So, a lot of Jason Todd, a lot of my shit, so, yeah.
On the opposite end of the spectrum, right? Those are things you really like. But what's maybe your biggest pet peeve with each member? Maybe one thing you just can't stand or gets under your skin. Jason or Lil Say?
Jason Todd don't like to talk on the phone like that, bro. I be telling this nigga call me up. I be like, yo, hit my line and saying, he be like, yeah. He be trying to get me to text some paragraphs and shit. I be like, I ain't with the text and shit, but yeah.
And then Lil Say?
Lil Say, he be hard to get a hold of, bro. And he just be like, he in San Fran, bro, he just took like a train across the country, bro, and I ain't talking about like no electric train, bro. I'm talking about like railroad, bro. I'm talking about like Thomas the Railroad train, bro. He hopping trains like that. So he real like, he real rock star, he real, rebel and shit. So he kind of live how you want and shit, bro. He not always on the gram and shit, but when he get on and shit, we touch base, and when he on 400, we link, so.
Now give us some advice. Let's say there's somebody watching this and they're having thoughts about joining forces and becoming a group, like a trio, for instance, right? And this doesn't necessarily have to resort to music, because there could be somebody watching this that may be wanting to join up with two partners and be a group for maybe the restaurant business, or maybe in other facets of other industries aside from music. But let's just say there's 3 people watching this that want to be a group together, just like you have helped form this group, right? Yeah. Scang. So give us some advice. What's one thing you would advise somebody that wants to become a trio or a group? Music or not music? Just generally speaking here.
Just make sure y'all tight, your clique is tight, bro, because anybody that you think is gonna switch up is probably gonna switch up, bro. If you have second guesses about him, bro, just get him out now and shit. He's just gonna slow you down in the long run. So that's what I say, and make sure it's all love, bro. Like you can feel people's energy and shit, man. Like you gonna know if y'all click or if it's gonna be a problem in the long run. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna have to need somebody that's gonna be there in the long run, cause yeah, y'all stuck and shit. Especially the Scang shit. Like ain't no switching up anytime soon, bro. Scang.